And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. Always a busy day of shows when you're doing them back to back. I call it the Texas two steps sometimes, considering I'm in Texas down here too, in these studios down here in Beaumont, Texas. Of course, you can check us out, hightidecountry.net, and always at KKTC True Country 99.9 via the LMNOC streaming app out there, presented by our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey. And of course, out there, the CadenGordonShow.com, today's best country mix. Well, I'll tell you what, he's got a great country mix out there too. A new song called The Finger. I just love saying that title out there across all the digital platforms because you know what this song's about. And if you hadn't heard it already, you heard it on KKTC the other day when we played it. Bryce Leatherwood to the show. Bryce, what's up, man?
Man, Brandon, doing great. Sitting here in Nashville, Tennessee, braving this past big winter storm we had up here. Set a record here and been trapped in the house writing some good songs, so it ain't been too bad.
Not too bad when you get a pen and some paper, or the old school, I guess, with the phone way, the new way of doing it with the hook and write those songs too. Hey, let's talk about the journey on, of course, I mean, The Voice last year. Blake as a coach and just the week after week, I mean, just singing those classic country hits that you grew up on to. Woodstock, Georgia. I'm interested in kind of learning more about growing up around Georgia. I know, small town. And that connection to music seemed like it came pretty early for you from a young age, right?
Yeah, man, it did. Growing up, I always went to my granddaddy's farm in Macon, Georgia, which is about 2 hours away from my hometown. And I would spend the summers down there working with him and growing up outside. So it was an everyday thing for me. And then riding around in his truck, listening to the best of Conway Twitty and George Jones on cassette. And that was growing up. That's about all I remember. So, it's I can say I'm very lucky, to be able to be brought up in such a great way and got to experience the experiences I did as a kid. It's just a lot of people don't get to get that, and I'm lucky enough to say I did.
Growing up on going on a platform like that too, I mean, growing up around it and stepping on a platform as big as The Voice, with millions of followers, millions of viewers out there, and then you get a coach like a Blake Shelton after the blinds and going through these different things. Just talk about the experience, I guess, one on The Voice, and of course what it did to elevate yourself as an artist, and of course your music, and working with Blake. I mean, getting those little idiosyncrasies, those little ideas, and he's done everything and accomplished everything in the music industry to pick his brain and take that stuff while you're on the show, and then take those tidbits while you're off the show. Had to be very inspiring.
It was, and The Voice was kind of a Hail Mary for me because I didn't have a plan after graduating college. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I just knew I love music and it didn't feel like work. And, they say, if you do what you love to do, you don't work a day in your life. So that was the only thing that I loved to do. And I was like, let's just send it, try to do a PR stunt somehow. And we got lucky. I say that, but it was a lot of work preparing for that show. I had my band in college. I played 3 days a week, 3 hours a night. So, I put in my hours to be able to go out there and do what I wanted to do. But it was such a cool experience, being out there and with all the cameras. 7 million people an episode, getting to feel that electricity and the nerves and everything. And, working with Blake, when Blake turned around, I knew where I was going. I knew that was a match made in heaven. So I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. So thank you, Blake, for turning around, man. You changed my life. So he's a great guy. He loves my moonshine I make back at home. He loves that stuff. He loves talking and carrying on and joking around. What you see is what you get with that guy. Man. He's a stand-up dude. And, reached out to him recently. He's doing great. He's about to go on the road this year. And, he's been just such a huge influence, man. I got to open up for him last year. And that whole experience was just surreal now. Looking back, it doesn't even feel real. My mom and dad asked me the other day, they're like, does that even feel real to you? I was like, no. But getting here to Nashville, getting to you kind of work backwards, you kind of go to where you started with learning songs, writing songs, making songs the best they can be, and diving into who you are. And that's what music's all about, is communicating and showing your personality through music. So I've been able to do that a lot this past year and this year. So thank God for that. And thank God for Mr. Blake Shelton, man. Come on.
One of the best of all time, no doubt, legend in the business. How tough was a challenge weekly to go through that wardrobe change? And of course, picking the right song and then knowing that this is, to me, it's the best show on TV right now with those 7 million followers. Of course, probably more than that now. But to see this show go for what, 23, 24 seasons now, and to know that week in and week out, even from the blinds, choosing the right song is important. And of course, going through it with so many other kind of a stiff competition, some of the best singers out there who are coming to showcase their artistry. And how hard was that as a challenge to choose the right song, wardrobe, things like that, and meet expectations every week?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, week to week, I mean, especially with wardrobe, I was the first one in, first one out. I wear a hat and a shirt and jeans, man. It ain't that difficult, you know. And another thing on wardrobe, as it got on to the end, you know, they're like, well, Bryce, we got a problem. I was like, what's the problem? They're like, we got to spend money on you. We got to spend money on you, dressing you up. We got these girls over here with $3,000 dresses and all, and I'm like, they're like, what brand of hat, what brand of boot? And I'm like, Stetson, Lucchese, you know, and lo and behold, I got me my own beaver pelt, you know, nice Stetson.
I like that.
This is my beater hat. This is what I wear every day. But I got to enjoy the closet there out in LA. So I got some nice new clothes. I didn't have to go shopping for a long time, and I appreciated the wardrobe department over there a lot. But week to week, man, choosing songs. You know, I was very blessed to be able to sing kind of what I wanted. You know, I think I knew who my listeners. I knew what they wanted to hear. You know, and I knew what I loved to sing. And when you put those two together, it was kind of seamless for me. You know, there was some times where I wanted to reach out. I kind of wanted to do out of genre songs, but they're like, man, you know, Bryce, you know, I think you got a good thing going on, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, I was like, well, I want to bring more in. They're like, well, listen, Bryce, you know, you do it so good. You know, the show needs you to be who you are. And the thing is it's an experience in the fact of, you know, they're just trying to make the best version of you. And, you know, and that's not always the case with a lot of shows. And The Voice is just such a platform that just wants to build artists. They put you through the ringers, through interviews, through camera work, talking, you know, actually taking your time. And it was just such a cool thing to learn. It was really just like a boot camp. So it really prepared me more than anything to come to Nashville with a big head of steam and to come here prepared and ready to work hard.
Talk about, we'll take a time out and we'll play the single here a little bit. The team behind you now. I mean, Universal Music, one of the largest record companies out there too. Congratulations on that record deal and just, you know, what they've meant to you. Because a lot of people say the real work begins when you get off a platform like that, not when you go on. And what you take with you, of course, those valuable lessons and things like that. You mentioned like the boot camp. That's the interviews and the talking and things like that, the singing, but also getting the record deal now. And of course, you know, living up to those expectations after coming off a platform like that.
No, exactly. And, you know, I was very blessed to meet my manager during the show. He reached out to me and said, hey, man, you need any help on the show? You need any help navigating your way through this business? Please let me know. And we took a handshake deal on finale night, and he was my manager that night and wound up winning the show. And he really changed my life. You know, he introduced me to Sony Music Publishing, who I write music for now. He introduced me to my financial team, my bank, you know, and really solidified this record deal. So not only am I with Universal Music Group Nashville, I'm also under Republic, the new Republic Nashville, which is kind of a new thing going on. So it's kind of cool being able to be partnered with not only the biggest record label in Nashville, but also the biggest record label in the world. So it's pretty crazy.
I tell you what, and it's songs like this that you got to debut on the last season of The Voice that I know Huntley won this past fall too as well, when Queen Reba was on there too, and worldwide they loved it too. So I tell you what, you want to play it for us right now? Why not?
Yeah, let's do it.
Show.
Yeah, let's
it's
do
called
it.
The Finger, the debut single for Bryce Leatherwood, and brother, take it away.
All right. It sounds better with the full band, but we're just going to do it anyhow. Let's do it. Gets round and round here quick. I heard it in the quick stop line. Billy told me she was time of night while he was ringing up my bush light. I thought this chase would last a couple days, but I might drink them all tonight. my brand new ex moved on to the next. Yes, I just got left behind. You got her hand to hold on the long ride. I got a cloud of dust in the taillights. He got his best days coming, mine ain't coming back. He got the gold mine, I got the shaft. He got a yes with a big old I do. I got the hand grenades and horseshoes. He got the honey, I got the stinger. She got the rain, I got the finger. Yeah! I bet her uncle walks her down the aisle. I bet her brother does some bridesmaids flirt. But if they send me to save the day, I ain't gonna be the only one hurt. Yeah, he got her hand to hold on the long ride. I got a cloud of dust in the taillights. He got his best days coming, mine ain't coming back. Yeah, he got the gold mine, I got the shaft. He got a yes with a big old I do. I got the hand grenades and horseshoes. He got the honey, I got the stinger. She got the rain, I got the finger. Yeah! Yeah, I got the finger. That's right, y'all. He got her hand to hold on the long ride. I got a cloud of dust in the taillights. His best days are coming, mine ain't coming back. He got the gold mine, I got the shaft. He got a yes with a big old eye blue. I got the hand grenades and horseshoes. He got the honey, yeah, I got the stinger. She got a diamond on the one next to the one I got when I got the finger. Hey! She got the ring, and I got the finger. That's right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. One of the best debut country singles out there. Bryce Leatherwood, The Finger, across all those digital platforms and on KKTC True Country 99.9. A good rave review, good comments out there too. Country radio too. That day we played that on the morning show, and of course out there too. They're like, who's that? It's like, you know who that is. Go download that across all those platforms. They loved it, man. And I'll tell you this, lyrically, and I want to get a little bit of writing. We'll come back, take a break here, but come back and talk about this. The writing of that one, kind of where it came from lyrically, because, well, that really hits to a point of a bad relationship and a great country song.
It's fun because, you know, while in Nashville, you know, I've written 86 songs since last year. So I'm always writing. And, you know, while you're writing, you get to also listen to other songs that other people have written. So I got pitched that song. I did not write that song. That was Jeremy Spillman, Brett Cherokee, and Randy Montana, three of the best in Nashville. And you know, that song was thrown in front of me very early on. I think that was last February. I heard that song for the first time, and I was like, this is my song. I want this song because it spoke to me. I just got out of a bad relationship. I was like, all right, this is my song now. I'm using this song. And man, we played it all year last year live, and people just loved it. And I was like, this is going to be my debut song. I want it to be my debut song. And I got my wish. And yeah, man, people love it. People love The Finger. And it's a fun heartbreak anthem, man. I love it.
That's good stuff, no doubt, too. And a lot of people out there love it, too. We'll take a time out here more with Bryce Leatherwood here on the Backstage Pass. We'll get into some more conversation, too, as well. And coming up, rapid fire here in just a little bit here on the show, KKTC True Country 99.9. And, of course, out there always at hightidecountry.net and the Sports Guys podcast.com. A word from our sponsors. Back with Bryce in a flash. Stay tuned.
The Caden Gordon Show is a 2-hour show playing the best in country music. So check it out at thecadengordonshow.com. Again, that is thecadengordonshow.com.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back on the show, Bryce Leatherwood joining us here, your winner of The Voice last spring there, 2023. Head coach Team Blake. I say head coach because that's sports fanatic that I am out there too, as well as coaching for a lot of years, loving football. The coach on The Voice, Blake Shelton out there, his head coach, if you want to go that far too, at the same time. Hey, when it comes to things away from music, is it sports? I mean, what do you get into? What's kind of an outlet for Bryce Leatherwood? What are some hobbies?
Man, so I got a 1979 Corvette. And that's my windshield time, my wrenching getaway. I don't really, people say, music's a hobby. For me, it's life. So, besides that, I mean, most of the time I'm working on music, whether it's in the car, listening to new demos, listening to new songs that are being pitched to me, or, getting back and picking up a new song. Working on my car is what I love to do, and riding around in that thing, taking it to car shows and fooling around. It's too cold for fishing right now, so don't do that right now. But when it heats up this spring, it's going to be nice to go out and fish and go to the lake and get on the boat. And most of the stuff involves cold beer and outside, so that's what I do for my time.
Nothing wrong with that. You got to stay warm somehow. You know what I mean. That's
it. You're right.
And what a winter it's been up there. I mean, was it 10 inches of snow I saw last week? It's been crazy.
Yeah, we set a record like 7.5 inches of snow up here. So yeah, Jim Beam and some cold beer have been keeping me plenty warm up here, cooped up, man. And we've been all cooped up, so killing time.
A little cabin fever too. I had to get out the other day just because it was the freeze in Texas down here that we had too, and I'm like, this is just too cold down here for us. And I'm just like, I got to get out. We went to took my daughter and the wife to this trampoline park. We were jumping around like a little adventure thing. And it was kind of cool to get out there. I was like, just to bounce on the trampoline, just to enjoy it was indoors was great because it was 25 outside. It was crazy. Hey, you mentioned writing a ton of songs up there too, and the demos and listening to other music too. Give me some of those goals and expectations. I mean, obviously writing the wave now of the finger, and of course, kind of what's next in the Bryce Leatherwood camp. More releases, more singles, a full-length album. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So what's coming up next is I just announced this yesterday. We will be releasing my second song. It's called Neon Does. It'll be releasing on February 2nd, and it's a fun two-stepper. So I think if you got a dancing partner, you all check out that one, man. It's a fun song. I wrote that song not too long ago, so it's gonna be a blast to get that one out. And yeah, we're looking at several other releases throughout the year, and then a full-length album, hopefully around the area of fall. So it's going to be pretty cool.
There you go. Some dates right there, boy. Mark them on your calendars for all the fans out there, too. Get ready for some great, great country music out there, too. I'm seeing more of these great guys like yourself, too, really bringing back that sound. You talk about that authentic sound of the late 80s and early 90s and how important that was to pay tribute to Conway and Merle. And I mean, I got to interview Mickey Gilley before he passed. And I just said to myself, holy crap, that's so great interview there. And there's so many of those legends I've had here on my show to talk to, both male and female, too. I guess, one, because you grew up on that, how important was it to bring back that sound? And then, two, you see more guys out there, Zach Top, who have got on the show coming up this week, too, as well. He's doing his thing, bringing back. He just had Sounds Like the Radio was the most added single at country radio for the first week of January. I mean, that's a very important aspect to have, I think, for artists today to remember what it was like for those great artists of that era to pave the way for them today.
Oh, exactly. I'm just singing the only way I know, man. That's all I know how to sing. And, because I grew up on those guys, man, those are my heroes. And people ask me, Bryce, you ain't from Texas. You ain't from Wyoming. Why the hell you wearing a cowboy hat? I'm like, well, man, my heroes wore them, the people who in my field, in my business wore them. And I rode horses as a kid. I grew up on horses and all, but I wear it for my heroes, And people like Zach Top, man, I am a huge Zach Top fan. I think, people are like, well, that's competition for you. I was like, no. You got it all twisted. Yeah. The more ears you get listening to my kind of music, the more people listen to you. That's the reality. And, it's great to see this wave. And I think that's what's coming up in the next couple of years is getting back to roots, getting back to what country's all about, you know, and that's that storytelling. And Zach's new single, man, is killer, man. I love it. And he's an incredible singer. And, you know, the more the merrier, who love to sing great country music, man.
You mentioned Randy Montana and the other two gentlemen you worked with on The Finger when it was pitched to you, and that personal connection there too. And that's what songs to me are all about, is storytelling. And on that record, I actually got to see he's actually working with Carson Chamberlain, who worked with Alan Jackson for a long time on Zach Top's record coming out, Cold Beer and Country Music, April 5th. And looking back at that, one of my good buddies, Wyatt McCubbin, wrote a lot of songs down here for Josh Ward. And you're down here too as well. And of course, a lot of great Texas artists that Wyatt McCubbin has worked with too. So you're right about the songwriters, because they really make the songs come to life. I mean, putting pen to paper and those ideas, and that collaboration is so important in the business, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I love Wyatt. I've written with Wyatt multiple times, and he's a great cat, man, and an incredible. He's on fire right now. So, you know, you really get to see great writers really get in their groove, especially when they've produced such great songs and written over and over again, just incredible country music, man. So working with, you can see it too when you're in a room, and, you know, it's just such a cool experience getting to watch, you know, masters. You know, I'm a singer. I live for the stage, and learning how to write and learning the processes of it, and becoming a better writer was all last year. That was me. And, you know, just getting to watch people who've been doing this their whole lives, and it's just breathtaking, man. It's awesome.
Tours, I know coming up, you mentioned 2024 being hot. Of course, Neon Does coming out February 2nd. Looking forward to that. I know Karen's online talking about Love the Finger, Neon Does, February 2nd coming up there. And she says it looks like she's coming to a show. Can't wait to see you March. She's putting her hands together for that coming out. Her question was the music going to be on CD? Now, I know with the streaming, it's taken over a lot now too, but there's some artists who are still doing CDs.
Yeah, you know, and once we get, you know, a full-length album out, I think one of the first requests I have with the label was, you know, I want vinyl. I want that as an option, and maybe even CD, but I was like, I want vinyl, because as a kid, I still got my dad's stack of 45s right here. So, I mean, I live on vinyl, and that was, for me, the experience of my music was opening it up and looking at the artwork and all the detail that went into music when music was a physical thing. And, you know, and I wish we could all get back to that, but times are changing, and you better hop on that train, man. You're going to get left in the dust.
Yeah, it changed with them. Indeed, no doubt about it too as well. Hey, did you want to play one more for us, whether it be a cover or something else? All right. I'll tell you what, I'll take a break. I'll take a quick break time out here. Final one for the show. We still got a little rapid fire coming up here too as well. Thanks to our friends at the CadenGordonShow.com. Today's best country mix up there in Boston, Massachusetts. And Bangtail Whiskey. Bryce loves to drink. So do I. It's the official whiskey of the Backstage Pass. It's taking over Live Oak in Nashville out there too. Bangtail.com. Get your order in now too. And maybe we can sip on that a little bit when I'm in Nashville here in just a few weeks for Country Radio Seminar. Quick time out. More with Bryce Leatherwood. It is the Backstage Pass. Stay tuned.
The Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix, is a 2-hour show playing independent and mainstream country music you know and love. Be sure to check it out at thecadengordonshow.com for more information on the show.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here with Bryce Leatherwood on the Backstage Pass, and we'll have him take it away too. What are we going to hear, my friend? Because I can't wait for Neon Dust to come out March the 2nd.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to play
February 2nd. I'm sorry,
February 2nd. Yeah, yes. February 2nd.
Well, I'm thinking March 2nd.
I want to play this one. You know, I said my granddaddy's my hero, and you know, I'm real big about my faith and all. And I wrote this song last year called God and Grandpa, and I wanted to play it live for y'all. Slow it down a little bit, but it's called God and Grandpa. Let's see.
Yep.
God and Grandpa, they only met because of Grandma. At least that's what he said when I was 8 years old. Riding down the road with that Bible and his race hat on the dash. Both windows open. He said, don't let me catch you smoking. So he lit up another one, said, boy, look over there. Only the man upstairs make the sky look like he painted it by hand. One made the earth, the other plowed it up. And one forgave me, the other whooped my butt. One wrote the good book, the other memorized it. They were both beside me on the Sunday I decided to give my heart to Jesus when he made that altar call. And I am the man I am because God and Grandpa, I bet they're having them good talk. Probably fishing somewhere on the other side. I wouldn't be surprised if Grandpa was teaching him a thing or two. That's what God made Grandpas to do. One made the earth, the other plowed it up. One forgave me, the other whooped my butt. One wrote the good book, the other memorized it. They were both beside me on the Sunday I decided to give my heart to Jesus when he made that altar call. I am the man I am because God and Grandpa. I don't know just what heaven's like. I bet that it got better the day my grandpa died. I know they're both watching over me. When I go, I can't wait to see God and Grandpa. Bet they're having them good talk.
Yeah, you know, when you got goosebumps up and down your arm, right up there in your neck, down your spinal cord, that's when the music is at its best, man, when it's storytelling. And dude, you're part of the next wave of this group that is going to take this industry by storm. You already are, and I just can't wait to see 2024. Again, I'm going to say it, Neon does. February 2nd, I'm thinking about March 2nd in Nashville, but February 2nd, Neon does. And, of course, the finger across all those digital platforms there. All right, a little rapid fire. We'll finish up with this, too, and hope to see you in person there at the CRS if we get the chance to make the trip.
Yes, sir.
Look, being from Georgia, Bulldog fan, right?
Nope.
No, okay. What was the college team for you?
Roll Tide. My family's from Alabama, but they live in Georgia now. You know, got to go with the Tide, man. Sorry, I'm sorry. Hate to break on my Georgia fans' hearts, but hey, come on, Roll Tide.
All right, Roll Tide. All right, too. When you got the word, and of course I was a little shocked at it, but then again, after a day or two, you let it just kind of marinate. Nick Saban retiring, greatest college coach of all time. What were your thoughts?
Man, how blessed I was to have him for how long we did, man. You know, he went out his way, and that's the way, you know, everybody should go out. You know, he's the greatest to ever do it. So, you know, I don't think he had anything left to prove.
6 national championships and 9 appearances in the college football playoff, and of course, 1 at LSU, and then 5 more at the University of Alabama. No doubt about it. All right, a little football, NFC, AFC championship games coming up this weekend. Do you find yourself getting in to a little NFL? And I guess who's your prediction for Super Bowl? What is this, 58 in Vegas? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards the Ravens this year, man. They're looking stout, and I think it's their time, man. I think they haven't been there in a long time, and I just think I think the Chiefs. I don't know if they're gonna be able to pull it out. They got a little lucky with the missed field goal last week, and man, I think the Ravens going to take that one, man. I think they're going to go all the way. I think that's it.
All right, I'll tell you. And of course, that other side of that flip side, NFC. Lions riding some good confidence there with Jared Goff, and of course Detroit getting all excited for his playoff win in 30 years or some odd. And I think they might go into San Francisco, Bryce, and beat San Francisco and end up representing the NFC.
Yeah, and I got a bunch of buddies that are Lions fans, and I've jinxed them before, so I'm not going to jinx them now. They probably hate me to death for jinxing them, but I root for the Lions, man. I love a good underdog story and where they've come from with their new head coach, man. I think that'll make for a Cinderella story. So I hope to see that. I want to see a good game. I like good football, so no blowouts.
That's exactly right too. And I'll tell you, the overachievers this year had to be the story. They just got offensive and defensive rookie of the year, the Houston Texans down here from where I'm from too. CJ Stroud, Will Anderson, just great years for those kids.
Oh yeah. CJ, I think, be looking out for him in 2024. This is next season and 2025, dude. I think he could easily take MVP. He's just of the caliber that you want for he's second-year quarterback.
Yeah, he's second year coming up here too.
It's phenomenal. So Houston's got a good one.
All right, we'll do these fun things to kind of finish up with rapid fire. First song ever, or the song ever, first one to be Step Behind a Microphone. What was the first song you ever sang live, stepping in front of a microphone?
Woo! Man, I think, dude, it was I'm Yours. I played ukulele in the 7th grade because that was the girls' craze, man. And the song was I'm Yours. My goal was to get a girlfriend. I got first place in the middle school talent show and I had a girlfriend in 2 weeks, bro. It worked like a charm, man.
That is the best story I think I've heard here on the show. 2 weeks later, the girlfriend after that debut. I love that too. That brings back probably jogs some memories for him there too. All right, food-wise, Nashville, I love all the restaurants out there, but favorite toppings on a Bryce Leatherwood pizza, what goes on it?
Oh, man, I'm a meat lovers guy. And Supreme, I like throw the house at it, honestly. I love everything. People who like just plain cheese, I'm like, you got to get better than that, man. You got to do something better. And come on, some flavor, some protein. You got to work on that.
Yeah, I love that too. All right, if you were not a musician, what other job or occupation would you be involved with?
Man, so I cut grass at a landscaping company in high school and college. So I'd probably be having about 3 or 4 trucks right now doing that, honestly, because I can't sit under fluorescent lights. I can't. I tried it and I can't. So probably outside cutting grass somewhere. That'd probably be what I was doing.
Commend you for that too. My brother had a landscaping business and cutting lawns for a long time, and he finally mailed that in and went off to do some other stuff too as well. He got tired of the heat down here in Texas, and of course the wear and tear that it was too at the same time. Hey, brother, I tell you what, I'm looking forward to it. Neon does February the 2nd, the next single from the talented Bryce Leatherwood, The Finger, across all the digital platforms. Enjoyed our chat, my friend, and hopefully when the new projects come out, we'll do this again, and would love to see you there in Nashville at the end of February at Country Radio Seminar. Thanks for being on, and let's do it again.
You're welcome, man. Brandon, thank you for the opportunity. Love to be back anytime, man.
You got it. Bryce Leatherwood here on the Backstage Pass tomorrow. Hit songwriter Steve Dean coming by. He wrote Roundabout Way for George Strait and, of course, a whole lot more. And then Zach Top will be making an appearance here on the show coming up this week, too, as well. We'll talk about sounds like the radio and the traditional country coming back, just like Bryce. And, of course, Zach Top representing country music very well out there, bringing back that 90s country sound, a thirst and a hunger that fans are looking forward to. We'll see you guys tomorrow with Steve Dean on the show. Until then, have a great night. Thanks to all our sponsors. And, of course, out there, KKTC, True Country, 99.9, and HighTideCountry.net. We'll see you soon. Take care.